This is the most dominant Formula 1 car in modern history. 22 races, 21 wins. One driver nearly broke the sport. It set records, crushed rivals, and made every other team look like they were in the wrong category. While others bounced, battled drag, and hit the ceiling of the rules, Red Bull built a weapon, and they timed it perfectly. Here's why: the RB19 may never be matched again. Red Bull didn't reinvent their car. They didn't need to. They evolved the monster, the RB18, and took it to the limit. Let's start underneath. The RB19's aerodynamic philosophy was all about control and consistency. It featured a V-shaped front chassis profile, which helped direct clean airflow toward the underfloor tunnels. This shaping reduced the floor separation and boosted the floor performance, a subtle but a vital upgrade. Pair that with a softer rear suspension and a clever geometry setup, including extreme anti-dive and anti-squat, and Red Bull's ground effect was unmatched. The car maintained a stable aero platform under the braking and acceleration, allowing more consistent downforce and tire-friendly handling. Now look at the side pod. Instead of going all in on extreme packaging like Mercedes, Red Bull went deeper, literally. Their side pods channeled air with precision, and the undercut was so deep that some referred to it as a twin floor effect. Red Bull achieved this by repackaging internals to free up space, enabling airflow to energize the rear end and diffuser. The rear wing system, that's where things got surgical. Red Bull optimized the interaction between the rear wing, beam wing, and the diffuser. Their DRS system wasn't special in mechanism, but in effect. When opened, it caused the whole rear end to stall cleanly, shedding drag like no other car. This gave them a 10 to 20 km/h speed boost on the straights with DRS. Small details mattered too. Brake duct designs were optimized for cooling and drag reduction. Weight savings through components like slim brake calipers helped lower the center of gravity. Red Bull also mastered the art of weight distribution. They built the car around a low center of gravity, helping with both balance and corner grip. Combined with their compact and reliable power unit packaging, courtesy of Honda, the car had no visible weaknesses. Even when FIA regulations in 2023 mandated a raised floor edge, intended to reduce ground effect efficiency and curb porpoising, Red Bull lost almost nothing. Where others saw a performance drop-off, the RB19 adapted seamlessly. Their floor design featured an incredibly detailed edge with vortex-generating elements sculpted into the undercut. Analysts foresaw this when Perez's car was lifted by a crane in Monaco, and what they saw stunned the paddock. An intricately carved floor with contours few had imagined. Another underappreciated area was tire management. The RB19 consistently operated within a sweet spot for tire temperatures, allowing Verstappen and Perez to stretch their stints and maintain performance across compounds. Even pit stops were lethal. Red Bull had the fastest average pit stops in 2023, consistently gaining tenths others lost. And then there was reliability. Across 22 races, Red Bull had 0 mechanical retirements with the RB19, not one. That let them push the engine hard without fear, giving Max more confidence to fight, overcut, or stretch stints. Their strategy calls were rarely questioned because they rarely got them wrong. They didn't win with luck, they won with execution. Every time. All this without headline-grabbing tricks. No active suspension like Newey's 1992 Williams, no double diffuser like Braun in 2009, just relentless refinement. Each change was small. Together, they built the fastest F1 car in a generation. Timing is everything. When F1 resets the rulebook, teams get a short window to strike gold. And in 2022, the first year of the new ground effect era, Red Bull hit early and hard. Other teams were still learning the regulations. Red Bull, they were already pushing the boundaries. And behind that push was Adrian Newey. He's done this before many times. The FW14B, the MP413, RB5. He knows how to read a rulebook like it's a treasure map. Newey didn't just guess where to go. He predicted how others would fail. He anticipated porpoising, drag issues, and packaging problems before the cars even hit the track. When 2022 rules were announced, Newey immediately saw the value of the underfloor aero and mechanical grip. He didn't just design for performance, he designed for stability. and that's why Red Bull avoided the porpoising plague. It also meant Red Bull could focus on more long-term development rather than firefighting the problems every weekend. They refined setups, tested new concepts, and gathered clean data while others struggled just to stay competitive. Strategically, they front-loaded their development, although 10% reduction in wind tunnel time, a penalty for breaching the cost cap, officially applied to 2023, most of the design and simulation work for RB19 was already completed by then. Red Bull maximized what time they had left in 2022, delivering a dominant baseline early and refining efficiently throughout the season, while rivals scrambled. Red Bull's success wasn't just about them getting it right, it also was about everyone else getting it wrong. Start with Mercedes. They believed in the zero sideboard concept, a bold, minimalistic design worked in the wind tunnel. But in reality, the car was unstable, porpoised heavily, and never matched its potential. By early 2023, Toto Wolff admitted the concept was flawed. Monaco saw the debut of a major update: conventional side pods, revised suspension, and a new floor. But the shift came too late. Even after changing direction mid-season, Mercedes struggled to unlock performance. They tried blending old and new aero philosophies, but couldn't match Red Bull's platform stability. Ferrari's story was different, but the results were same. They started 2022 strong, but their 2023 car had a narrow operating window. One lap pace was there, but tire degradation, instability, and unpredictable balance held them back. Under the new team boss, Fred Vasseur, Ferrari began reworking its technical department. But structural changes take time. They shifted development towards 2024 early, realizing the SF23 couldn't consistently compete. That left Red Bull with almost no consistent challenger. Ferrari and Mercedes combined for just one win, Sainz in Singapore. It was the first time since 2004 that only one team dominated a season this completely. Red Bull's advantage wasn't just in hardware, it was in execution, stability, and confidence. While others rebuilt, Red Bull refined. Aston Martin offered an early surprise. Their AMR23 bore visual similarities to Red Bull's design, and Alonso's podium streak in the first few races had people wondering if they were serious challengers. Though their challenge faded as development stalled. Their success proved something crucial. Red Bull's concept worked. It wasn't just Verstappen. Copying the architecture, even partially, put Aston Martin ahead of more experienced teams. That alone was a warning to the grid. The RB19's design wasn't just dominant, it was reproducible and still hard to beat. And then there was Max Verstappen. 19 wins, 575 points, 13 poles, a 290-point lead over the second place. He dominated the field. Even with the best car, Max elevated it. In Miami, he started 9th and won. In Jeddah, 15th to 2nd. In Spa, he took the lead from 6th by lap 17. His teammate Sergio Perez had the same machine, and yet he finished under half the points. The RB19 was tailored to Verstappen's aggressive style. Sharp front end, rock solid rear grip, and instant rotation. That's exactly what he thrives on. Verstappen's precision in high-speed corners, confidence on the braking, and ability to extract pace on worn tires made him nearly untouchable. He pushed the car to the edge and rarely stepped over it. His average qualifying advantage over Perez, nearly half a second. He was consistent, flawless, relentless, points in every race, the most laps led in the season, the most wins, the longest streak, and a sprint title too. The RB19 was perfect, Verstappen made it unbeatable.